you want to see a bit of this, stick around. Today we are on the mighty Tambo River, well known for big bream, and what I've got on the sounder right here is exactly what we're looking for. It's a big school of bream. I don't think they're that big, but there's a heap of fish here, so we might just stop right here. We will work our way down the river. We've got a bunch of different baits which I'm going to run you through, so let's get to it. So the first thing I'm doing, I'm using the side view on the Garmin here, because what these bream will often do at this time of year is they'll run the middle of the river. They'll be on the edges as well, but the big bulk schools will often be just cruising up the river. And what I've got on the screen here is exactly what I'm talking about. A big school of bream. There's heaps of fish through here. Down this side here, there's fish there, but see the shadows, those little spots out the side? So that's effectively the bream like that. There's the bottom, and then I'll turn my hands that way. So you got your bream there, there's the bottom. And the beam's shooting this way, so you get a shadow coming off the back of it, and that's how you know that it's a good solid return of a fish that's sitting off the bottom. But you also pick up all the detail of everything else. Like there's a little bit of a snag right there, like that's just a little piece of timber. And as we go along, I'll show you some cool stuff. Like if I go up here, this is actually a snag that Victorian Fisheries put in the river. They re-snagged the river, and they're all the way down, all the way up, and they're in the Nico and the Mitchell and everything as well. And it gives the bream some structure to hold in. Come other times of year, and this time of year, the fish will hold on them, but you know, through spring and stuff, you can have really good fishing. Now watch this, transducers at the back, okay? And as I come past this snag, we'll pick these logs up on the beam. There you go. So there's the snag in the water right there. You can see there's some beams laying down like that. That's the snag. This is the rock wall along here. Couple of rocks out there. I'm going to get us in position because there's a stack of fish just back there. All right, this will do. Get the electric in. That is my anchor. There we go. That's going to hold us in position. See, look at all the fish here. This is all fish, but see all these little spots? That's all shadows coming off the bream. Like I said, I don't think these are big fish. There's some reasonable ones there, but the majority of these look like more sort of school fish. Okay, so a range of baits, because these bream can be quite fussy. One day they're on sandworm, the next day crab, the next day prawn. My favourite bait of all is crab, but you've got to have sandworm. These guys are live, great bait. You'll catch lots of school fish on those. But this is what I love. Big bream love crabs. That's a spider crab. He's even got a few barnacles on him. That guy there. I'll see if there's a cherry claw crab. Cherry claw crab, called that because of that little piece in there, in his claws. And that makes really good sense as to why certain lures work. Hole 5, I want to show you something. If I open this tray up, down here in Gippsland, black lures work so well. And if I get something like this little VX Vibe, this guy here, little VX Vibe, look at that, black, orange belly. And if I get this guy and this guy, you've sort of got that similarity. The bit of orange, close color, absolutely deadly. Okay, this is the first rod, first bait, tiny ball sinker, that's a 00 with a little hook straight down to a crab. And this is 6 pound mono straight through. And there's a little bit of flow coming out on the top, but you've got the run-in tide coming underneath. I'm just gonna lob him out. And as we move down the river, I'll start to fish closer to the edge, but here we've got a big school of fish in the middle of the river. So lob that guy out there. That one, standard running rig, got a barrel sinker, swivel, 4 pound leader on this guy. And I'll put a bit of peeled prawn on this one. This is local Gippsland prawn, and wherever possible, if you can, look, prawns are good from anywhere, but if you can get local prawn, they always are a standout. That guy there, feed him on. Perfect, just like that. If you want to get fancy, do a little half hitch around the tail, hold it nice and straight, and then I'll lob this guy out this way. And you want to spread your baits out a bit. All right, what are we in? We're in 5.3 meters. That will literally just swing down and the rig will stay nice and straight. Now this is one of my favorites, and I'm mixing my rigs up till I work out what works. I'm gonna put, what am I gonna put on that? I might put some sandworm on this, and that has got 4-pound fluorocarbon leader there with a little surgeon's knot, a split shot and a hook. And let's get a nice big fat sandworm like this guy, and we're gonna feed him on. Sandworms are much softer than beachworms. Such good bait though. Feed him on, have plenty of tail hanging off. Bream will come along, pick the tail off, and then just gobble that up. Put this one out the side and he'll swing down with the tide. There we go, final bait, because I like my crab. He is gonna go, I think we'll put him over towards the bank, like that. Oftentimes the big bream will be mooching along the edge of where the rock meets the mud. And now we play the waiting game. You gonna go or what? There we go. You see it's long soft rod, and this is actually one of the new atomic arrows, one of the new whiting models, and this is the 274 WTD. This is the 6 to 12 pound, and there's a light, medium and a heavy model, and this is the medium. It's still nice and soft, perfect for bait fishing trout, bream fishing, whiting fishing, as the name says. And it's just got that nice soft tip, but this one's got a little bit more poke in the butt, which is what I like for my whiting fishing back home, because I'm often fishing a bit deeper water, so I'm using a bit bigger sinkers. And it's doing the job nicely on the bream so far. Now I'll just get him. No giant, but we just keep ticking our way through these, make moves. You know, and you could lob onto a school of fish and they're all giants, you just don't know. Got such a hard mouth. There we go, we'll send him back. That's your southern black bream. So his head is convex, yellowfin generally more concave, and the yellowfin's got a real big anal spike. He's out of here. The other thing is too, when you get the big black bream, they get this really big fat blue lips on them. Off you go, bud. It's been a little bit slow for a while. The air temperature's dropping and the barometer's dropping, so I don't know if that's having a big effect on the fish, but it's certainly slowed down. But a bit of persistence, and we're getting the odd fish here. All right, once again, the split shot rig is doing the damage. Ugh, why'd you do that for? This sort of colour. I want the big one. One big one. All right, I'll show you how I like to bait these up. There's probably heaps of different ways, but the way I like to do it, I just stick that in at his back leg right there, because you've got a bit of an opening for the hook to go in, and just pop that out like that. And then we're just gonna lob this one out the side, let him swing down. I love that little bit of slack line with the crab, because quite often you'll see the rod tip just goes bang like that, and that's the bream obviously grabbing the crab, and then it'll either take off or it'll sort of go bang, bang, bang as he's crunching it up. So having that bit of slack line, it's a good thing, because he has that, you know, bit of free movement to eat the bait and move off. There's a bite on that outside, or that inside, sorry. Yeah, see, that's going real rattly. That sort of makes me think that's a small fish. Missed him. Oh no, did I? Yep. No, missed. Yeah, I got him. Again, coming up current, because I've got the tide running up under this fresh water running out. He's carrying on like it. He thinks he's bigger than he is. That's right there. And there we go. What's that guy on? He's on, and it's always worth taking note of what the bait is. He's on prawn. So he's not even hooked, look. That's just a simple case of by keeping the line tight, we kept the hook in place. So just shows you don't want to give your fish slack line. He's going back. It could be. I'm not actually sure if this is on the crab or the worm. Come on. They're just all swimming upstream, eating the bait and moving up with the tide. He's a little bit better. Just running a light drag only because I've got that 4-pound leader. This better be a better one. See, I'm just going with the fish, not pulling back on it when it pulls. I'm loving that soft rod. Come on, give us a look at you, mate. Oh, he's all right, but he's not that big. He's just having a go. Ah. Oh no, I thought I hooked him in the back. That's on the sandworm. He's a little bit better. That split shot rig, he's killing it. I'm going to set another one of those up. Slowly get in there. Slowly getting bigger. Such a good little fish. Again, that hook, sharp as anything, and that was in there, but it just popped straight out because it wasn't fully buried, and that's also part of having this light line and only being really gentle on the fish. You're not driving that hook in as such, but keeping the line tight meant we didn't lose him. We'll send him back. Cool. All right, after that bit of burst of activity, it's gone quiet, so I'm going to make a move, and this will be the first of many moves through the day. So you'll see the background keep changing because we'll just keep poking up and down and trying to find fish along the way. But I reckon I'm going to go down about, it's probably about 1 kilometre down. There's a big bend I can see. We'll have a look through that area there, and there's a bit of rock wall down there. We'll get in close, put the crabs in close, see what happens. That for a tree, another tree. See the shadow that's coming off the back of the tree there? That's because it's probably like that high, sitting off the bottom. It just casts that shadow. The great thing about the Tambo and the Nico and the Mitchell and a lot of other rivers around the country, there's road access along the river. So just there, like you can literally pull up, walk through there, fish off the bank and catch stacks of fish. And in fact, some days the bait guys fishing off the bank do better than the boat guys because you're stuck in one spot. You're just waiting for fish to move through. So bank fishing, so much fun. I did a show there years ago. We were literally a bit further down the Tambo on this side of the river, caught a stack of fish, had the best time ever. So get up here and do this sort of stuff and you can have heaps of fun. Bring the bikes, the kids can just ride them around, do whatever. Trying to rebait. Put a new crabby on. I don't know, they just doesn't have the weight of a big one. That's all right. It's another bite. They're loving the pushing up the tide thing today. Oh, come on. Is that on crab? Leave him in there for a sec. Is that on the crab? Just trying to give him a little bit of time to eat it. No, he's not big. Tiny. All right. Okay, let's sort this lot out. I'm big on trying to leave my rods in, and for that reason that, you know, patch of fish move through, you get one on, and you can get others on. All right, oh, he's not too bad. Like, he's legal size, not that I'm keeping him to eat, but anyway. This last couple though, they've like taken off with the bait, whereas earlier this morning they were tapping away and carrying on and stuff, so maybe they're just having a little bit of a chew for a while because they know there's some junky weather coming, like real bad weather coming tomorrow, and they'll probably shut down for a bit. See, they're scoffing the baits now. Little fella. I think I'm going to go to a lighter sinker. Just that split shot rig's worked so well. So I'll go from that down to that. I'm going to even try an unweighted crab on one of the rods, I think. Crab's got a bit of weight to it, so it will, you know, work its way down to the bottom naturally, trying to swim down. So I've got tiny ball sinker, little swivel. And with your swivels, when you buy them, look at the rating on them rather than the size, because you'll be amazed at the strength of some swivels. This thing here has probably got like a 70-pound rating, so you're going to snap your 6-pound line 10 times over before you think about breaking the swivel. All right, come here, crabby. Gentle lob. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, are you kidding? Hurts my heart when you miss him on the crab. Just, what's going on there? Like, just because on the crab you often get that big fish, but that's weird. Maybe he's just sort of, I don't know, he's still there. But there was definitely a bite, like you saw that tip bounce. Try again. A big one would have, you know, pretty sure crushed it. All right, hooks. That's what I'm using on the worm and the prawn. Size 2 Gamakatsu Baitkeeper. You've got little slices in the shank, so they hold the bait up the shank of the hook. Eat the crab. He's still there. I can just see the bow in the line just ticking. Eat the crab. You want the crab. You want the crab. Come on. I don't think he's big. No. Just a greedy little one. Greedy little one. Still good fun though. So much fishing we do is always out in rough weather and stuff like that. It's actually nice to just pull up in calm water, nice and quiet, and just have a bit of fun doing some good old bait fishing. There we go. He's all right. I haven't had the giant yet, but they're just a nice standard size of fish. Pinned him in the jaw. I reckon I'm starving. He had some food. I need a hamburger or a pie or something because I'm cold. We're out of here.